Every night you close your eyes, a world appears. People talk to you, strangers chase you down hallways. A face leans in close. You feel something real. And when you wake up, you realize something strange. Every single person in that dream, you've seen them before. Every face your sleeping brain creates came from somewhere in your waking life. Not one of them was invented from nothing. Most people think that's obvious. Your brain just uses what it knows. But that's not quite right. And the real answer goes much deeper than you'd expect. Because your dreaming brain isn't pulling random faces from your memory. It's doing something far more calculated. And the reason you can never dream a truly new face reveals something extraordinary about how your mind actually works. In 2021, a team of researchers in Italy published a study that asked people to keep dream journals for several weeks. The finding that stood out wasn't how wild the dreams were. It was how familiar the faces inside them were. Nearly 80% of the characters dreamers encountered were people they had met in real life. Not celebrities, not fictional characters, real, known people. The other 20% felt unfamiliar. But when researchers pressed further, those strangers almost always carried features borrowed from real faces the dreamer had seen before. A friend's nose, a teacher's eyes, a stranger glimpsed once at a bus stop. Your brain, it turns out, is not an artist. It is a collage maker. The first part of the explanation is structural. Your brain stores faces differently from almost any other kind of information. There is an area in the temporal lobe called the fusiform face area, and it is dedicated almost entirely to processing faces, not objects, not words, faces specifically. It activates every time you look at a human face, even for a fraction of a second, even faces you barely noticed, even the background figures in a crowd you walked through years ago. The fusiform face area is logging them all. You have a face library inside your head that you have been building since birth, and it is enormous. But here is what matters for dreams. During sleep, especially during REM sleep, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, control, and reality checking, goes almost completely offline. What stays active is the visual cortex, the emotional centers, and the memory systems. Your brain is replaying and recombining stored information with almost no filter. And when it needs a face, it reaches into the only library it has, the one built from real life. It cannot reach for something that doesn't exist in that library because there is nothing else to reach for. But that still leaves a question. Why can't it just build something new? Why can't the dreaming brain simply generate a face it has never seen? The answer has to do with how memory and imagination actually work. When you imagine something, you are not creating it from nothing. You are assembling it from parts. Think about imagining a new color. Not a shade of a color, a genuinely new color, unlike anything you have ever seen. You can't do it. The mental image you produce will always be built from the palette of colors you have already experienced. Your imagination is not a generator. It is a remix engine, and faces work the same way. When your brain constructs a dream face, it is pulling from real templates, real geometry, real proportions, real emotional expressions, and blending them. The result can feel unfamiliar, but the raw material was always real. There's a name for this principle in cognitive science. Researchers call it constructive memory. Your brain does not store experiences like a video camera records footage. It stores them as fragments, impressions, and it reconstructs them each time it needs them. Dreams are that reconstruction process running in overdrive with no reality to anchor it. There is one more layer, and this one is the strangest part. The faces in your dreams are not random selections from your memory bank. Research suggests your brain tends to choose faces that are emotionally significant. The people who appear most often in dreams are not the people you see most often in waking life. They are the people who carry the most emotional weight. A person you love. A person who hurt you. Someone you lost. Someone you never fully resolved. Your dreaming brain is not just pulling faces, it is processing relationships. Scientists at the Max Planck Institute for Human Development found that dream content strongly correlates with what they call emotional concerns. The things we haven't finished feeling about. The face of someone you argued with last week is more likely to show up in your dream than the face of the cashier you see every morning. Your subconscious is running a kind of overnight emotional maintenance, and it casts the people who matter most as the characters in that process. This is also why certain people haunt your dreams long after they have left your life. A first love, a parent who has died, an old friend you drifted from. They don't appear because your brain is confused about reality. They appear because emotionally, there is still something unresolved. Something your sleeping mind keeps returning to. Searching for a version of the conversation or the moment that brings peace. So here's what is actually happening every night when you dream. Your prefrontal cortex goes quiet. Your emotional and memory systems light up. Your brain begins reconstructing experience from fragments, not replaying it, rebuilding it. When it needs faces, it reaches into a library assembled from every person you have ever seen. It blends, borrows, and recombines. The faces that feel familiar are people you know. The ones that feel like strangers are composites built from people you barely remember seeing. And the ones who keep returning, night after night, are the people your waking mind has not yet found a way to let go of. It is not random. It is not noise. Your dreaming mind is doing something deeply purposeful. Every strange face in every strange hallway, in every dream you have ever had, was built from a real life, a real moment, a real person who passed through yours. You have never once dreamed of a stranger. Every face was someone, somewhere, at some point, even if you can't remember where. Think about that the next time you wake up from a dream and try to remember the faces in it. And if this changed the way you think about dreaming, let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you think. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. There are a lot more videos like this coming, and I don't want you to miss them.